Hey guys, OK Armor here. I'm doing a little bit different video today for you. Not firearm related, but I guess you could consider this an accessory. I don't know. So if you're watching this video, you either are interested in or have already acquired an Overland Vehicle Systems truck cap. And I've had one for quite some time. And when I got it, I can't say quite some time, within the last year or so. When I got it, I was excited for all these coming soon accessories that they were talking about, and I noticed that I think it was SEMA that they had all kinds of neat stuff coming out. And this may have been around for a while, but as far as I know, it hasn't been. And so, really excited to get my hands on some of the side frame panels, the Molle panels, to go inside of the truck cap. And there's really two different versions. There's one that can attach to the gull wing door, if you will, to the inner door. And then there's one that will sit inside the opening. And I opted for the panels that sit inside the opening because some of the stuff I may put on there may have a little bit of weight to it, and I didn't want to have to put a bunch of stress on the gas struts and so on and so forth. So um, I've actually gotten into this box and started the assembly process and noticed that there weren't any instructions in here. And so I started searching for a video to help with how to assemble all the hardware and whatnot, and couldn't find one. So I figured I might as well go ahead and put one together and see if I can help other people out as they start to get their hands on these things too. Pretty straightforward, which is probably why they didn't include any instructions. I was able to figure it out based on just looking at the picture of the sample that they have online or whatnot. And so anyway, wanted to kind of walk you through what all comes in the box, what the packaging looks like, which hardware goes where, and so here we go. Did a great job with the packaging in that it all actually comes wrapped in styrofoam. I've actually been in this box already and started the assembly process, but wanted to catch you guys up. So there's two of these Molle panels that come in, both wrapped in really nice styrofoam that's taped up and has a spot for the hardware bags times two. And then you'll have all of your additional attachment hardware over here, nicely packaged as well, just to keep all the powder coating in good shape. And looks pretty cool. It has the cutout OVS logo, and then the standard Molle openings. I think that's 1 by 1.25 or something like that. And then these are going to be, I've already attached these, but I'll show you how and what I'm doing and which hardware and whatnot. But this is going to be adjustable up and down as well. And so I'm going to leave that fairly loose until I get it on my truck and figure out how long that needs to be for my opening. Hardware wise, so it actually comes with two different bags. There's a CK01 and a CK02. CK01 has longer screws in it that are going to be for attaching the brackets to the truck cap with this sort of hardware. It has a built-in nut on the back there that's welded type stuff. So the washers and the longer screws are going to be for that, which you can kind of figure out based on how deep this is, that you're going to need the longer screws for that. Then the shorter ones in CK02 are going to be for attaching the brackets to the Molle panels. So in terms of orientation, you'll notice that this has a little bit of a lip to it, and it's going to sit in the opening like this. So the hardware will be going through this way into the truck cap, and you want to be able to attach the CK02 hardware going the opposite direction to where you'll use a 3/16 Allen wrench for the bolt, washer on both sides, and then use a 1/2 inch nut driver on the back side here to tighten those, but I'm not tightening them all the way down yet until I figure out how long this needs to be sliding back and forth to fit in my opening. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and attach the other two here, and then I'll catch you up as we get out to the truck to start to get this stuff installed. One more thing to note, as I got into the CK01 hardware bag, I noticed there's some split lock washers in here as well. And so just in case you're not familiar, wanted to show you how to properly assemble this hardware. So I'm going to do bolt first, split lock washer on there, And then you'll notice on your flat washers that there's a beveled side here. It's got a little bit of a curve to it and a flat side. Since the bolt's going to be going through this way, we're going to have the flat side facing up, that the bevel side is against the lock washer there. And that's what you're looking for. I'm going to head out to the truck and catch you guys up to what I'm doing. Right, so this will give you a better idea of what I was talking about. They make a Molle panel that'll sit on the inside of this side door here, and the one that I opted for actually sits inside this opening here. So I'll show you that, but just wanted to kind of clarify what I was talking about. And super excited to have this here because obviously I've got recovery gear back here that I want to be able to mount on these Molle panels, axe, sledgehammer, shovel, you know, all that stuff down the road. But in the meantime, possibly some of the recovery tracks, that sort of stuff. Maybe some kinetic rope. I don't know. We'll see. I need to see how much clearance I have between where the Molle panel sits and this gull-wing door whenever it closes down. There should be a little bit of additional clearance because this is recessed here, but I'll grab a measurement on that for you prior to concluding the video so that that question will be answered for you. So I want to catch you up to what I've learned because I just went through a lot of trial and error. Turns out pre-assembling everything wasn't the right move for me, and I'll tell you why. It's really difficult if you pre-assemble everything whenever you stick this backer plate in the channel. And I end up going just right in the center because that's what I'm going to do for now until I figure out exactly what kind of gear I want to put on here, and it'll help satisfy my OCD, if you will. But having this attached prior to getting the backer plates on made it really difficult to get this through here. Now, if you had a second set of hands, you could probably have somebody, like what I ended up having to do was slide my pinky into this channel. If you have a ton of experience with other overlanding stuff, maybe there's an easier way to do this, but I don't, not yet anyway. And so slide my pinky in this channel and trying to get this hardware in through this bracket. There's not a whole lot of room left thread-wise, and there's a lot of play to where every time I kept hitting that back to where the threads were out of reach and got pretty frustrating. So what I ended up doing was taking these back off of this Molle panel with this hardware here, attaching these little brackets first, and then attaching the Molle panel and hardware after I had these brackets where I wanted them. Made it much easier to do. Now that I've got it where I wanted and nice and centered, both this way and this way, I'm going to go ahead and tighten everything down, and then I'll grab a measurement for you because it's going to be the same process on the other side. So no need to watch me do that. But once I get everything tightened down, I'll grab that measurement so that you know exactly how much clearance you have between here and the door whenever it's closed. That'll kind of dictate what all you can have here. And we'll wrap up. So with it closed, you'll have enough clearance for your monkey's fist or whatever kind of hardware you're using to attach stuff to. But just to grab the measurement, so the front of the panel, you're looking at right at 3.5 inches, give or take an 1/8 of an inch. So that'll give you an idea of how wide whatever you have there can be without running into the outside door. So that'll not necessarily limit what you can put there, but yeah, I guess it would. Wondering if recovery tracks, that sort of stuff, that's going to be about 4 and change. So I don't think I'll be able to stick my recovery tracks there, but they obviously make all kinds of other accessories to be able to mount that externally. So still think I can get, you know, at least an axe and a shovel, axe and sledgehammer, recovery gear, so like kinetic ropes and, you know, just all that sort of stuff and whatever else you can think of. Here's a shot from the outside so you can kind of see what it looks like just in the center of the opening there. And you can obviously move it as far that way or that way as you'd like. What I like about this is that it still gives me some access, you know, in the front and the rear to grab stuff from the side if and when I ever need to do that. So hope this video helps you out if and when you ever get your hands on some of the Overland Vehicle Systems side Molle panels. And have a great rest of your day.